Okay, we're gonna close this Greenland deal with the green light. I'm going to turn this into video. This stuff here, in respect to American invasion of Greenland, it's here at any time. Yesterday I added a few extra letters right there. It was written, within the less than a week will take place. Yes. And today I decided I'm going to make this solid video. The initial post was this one here, and it's very, very important. It goes to show the minerals, the stuff that Greenland is abundant. Also interesting, today I read about Israel news, really interesting news. It was British that Israel detains 2 British MPs and prevents their entry into the country. The medics, a video surfaced about the medics being killed by Israelis. Unprecedented video shows last moments of Gaza medics killed by Israel. It says right there 23 hours? Really? Damn. It must be bad, because I was the one who pointed at Buckingham Palace a blame for Joe Biden's presidency in respect to Gaza, in respect to Palestine. You will recognize me that I was the one who have revealed the so-called counter-protests throughout the Britain organized. What kind of counter-protests? Well, the extermination, genocide procedure which Israelis implemented against Palestinian people of Palestine, were countered by the anti-protesters, and I did explain the entire background. Let's call it investigation, and I did explain to you that investigation translates purely into corruption. Throughout the Britain, the anti-protests were organized by the British royals, to make myself clear. I was the first one who did. Then yesterday what I did was I smashed into the Greenland, because the post that you have seen right here demonstrating the resources of the Greenland was followed up by this post here, where I made myself really, really, really clear about the so-called investigation Americans, Donald Trump, ran on behalf of Germans, and even more so, and I did not wrote about, this is why the video, on behalf of British Crown, on behalf of Prince William, was extremely, extremely, extremely eager, the most eager, to take advantage of the Greenland, to make myself clear. And it was calculated that even before the Greenland would launch counterclaim through the European Court for Human Rights, and I did exposed entirely the way this stuff was done. This was exactly the so-called investigation. This basically is where they rig courts. The police doesn't even exist. When it comes to police, what you can consider is police is simply the one that is enforcing the so-called investigation, right? And a reminder, Investigation is nothing other than corruption. That's all there is. It's a criminality. It's their own criminality, basically. They investigate ahead of attacks. Let's put it this way. But when it comes to MKUltra, they also get to engage in attacks. More than twice. More than only during MKUltra, because MKUltra is a repeated set of violent events that are afterwards used to trigger in person through the real-time attack the memories of injustice done to one. This is the investigation. This is the police, the so-called police. These are regular killers for hire, assassins, murderers, basically. People who make careers killing people. So this is very, very, very important for me. Very, very, very important stuff for me to accent this stuff here. This is beautiful. This stuff here is beautiful, this stuff here. This is truly, truly state of the art. When Donald Trump calculated, it would take just 6 months. It was initially 9 months, and it went down through American corporations, American companies that do all kinds of mineral exploitation stuff. Preliminary, they researched Greenland thoroughly for the minerals, and British were pivotal to this research. They were the one that opened door to American companies, American corporations, just like a U.S. military getting ready themselves to launch themselves on the Greenland like hyena, suck one dry. Within less than 6 months, they told me, the Greenland, the exploitation of the Greenland for 6 months would satisfy the needs of the West in respect to precious minerals. This is what British royals were so enthusiastic about. They even claimed the British industry is disadvantaged because of the lack of certain minerals. They cannot run the British car manufacturing industry. For many, many years to come, I was going to say, but I'm going to change this even into decades to come. This is how advanced the Western industry as far as the exploitation is. They advanced one into extreme industry ability to basically launch attack and exploit earth minerals in as short time as possible. It's not about whether you can pull them out or not, but to pull as much as possible in as little time as possible. That's why I decided I'm going to, let's say, liquefy my words, my writing into video like this, so that you can see that yes, this started with the Lukashenko, not with the Lukashenko, but with the Poroshenko, with the Russian, with the Ukrainian chocolate king, whose actions also greatly contributed to a Putinist invasion of Ukraine in 2014. This is how Poroshenko cleaned his shoes against Ukrainian flag before becoming a Ukrainian president. The chocolate king from Ukraine. This is what created war on Ukraine. Write this stuff here. He then went ahead and demanded from me to keep silent about this stuff, as it's the only thing that is gonna save Ukraine. Claim me that Ukraine doesn't even have enough minerals, and those can only be compensated through the Greenland. However, I have to accent to the people of Greenland that majority of the Ukrainian people didn't want to have anything to do with this. They didn't want to have anything to do with Donald Trump, and they didn't want to have anything to do with any of this stuff. Yet it was Donald Trump and his diplomacy who, however, together with the Kamala Harris, also claimed that she's gonna get, after she gets the power back, nothing is gonna change in respect to Ukraine either. So we have basically a double-edged sword here, going from one end to the other. At least this was in my case, playing me down. Now, so that you will really know that it's I who is talking about this stuff. This is a Greenland here. This is incredible, truly, truly incredible. As far as the Danish Prime Minister, it was exactly the Danish Prime Minister that was a frequent visitor of this house. Mette Frederiksen, oh, of course, with the Queen of Denmark, frequent visitor of the house, with Danish royals that visited this house, meeting here with Illuminatis in this house, who threatened me over and over and over and over again to keep silent about this stuff, citing all kinds of scenarios for Greenland, and more than for Greenland, for Ukraine. Counting on her is gonna leave you dry. Counting on your Greenland Prime Minister is gonna leave you dead. This guy here. This individual here, whom I was sure that he is my friend, does have apartment. He got himself apartment, luxurious apartment in United States of America. He already have taken care his family and everything else. And in the case of the problems, if somehow the truth would surface out, he have already established a new life for himself. I was at his high-rise in United States of America, which Donald Trump personally have secured one. So that, just to let you know, people of Greenland and the United Nations, Greenland is completely at stake. 1 year, 12 months before they would recognize the claim against United States invasion, in which, however, Germany, Berlin, is involved up to the throat, the partners of Prince William, British throne, and of course also French, that, you know, Strasbourg is located in France, and everybody else that was involved in this a mega multi-billionaire theft, which did came to the surface, I have to also accent that, due to unwillingness of people of Greenland to allow the exploitation in Greenland of its minerals. Now that, I would say to the people of Greenland, that is a stupid thing to do, because the world is, I'm not going to say evolving around money, but you know, the whole world is exploiting its minerals. Chinese are exploiting them in China, Russians in Russia, Germans search for them, and so do British and Americans if they don't have them. They do exploit their own too. I don't know if anything is left still in Germany, whatever. But this is what the world evolves around. I mean, I'm not saying to allow a total exploitation, but forming your own people and, you know, experts. That's why I also insisted for the universities to be built in Greenland, for the people of Greenland to attend university and obtain higher doctoral, as much as possible, education. This is how I see the Greenland as the most. Commission that would participate also in exploration of these minerals that would benefit you as whole, as a society. So I would just advise every side to work with one another, and I am disgraced, really. with a Danish prime minister, because to do the stuff like this behind the people's backs, this is just truly, truly, it's low as it gets, doesn't it? Ethic-wise, I am about on the same level as the people of the Greenland. No, haven't you done to me worse than the people of the Greenland? In a way, you're doing the same thing like you have done to me, you're doing to the people of Greenland. In that same, we are family style, basically. So just that you know the situation about the Greenland, they prepared the American industry, British industry, they literally, this will be mostly American industry, but it was really done through the British royals. It was really Prince William that was the one who was using also all this German European scouts, that would profile where, maximum the best to dig inside, to pull out, and so on and so forth. Literally through the Danish state was done, and the pivotal individual in this thing was Prince William. Well, British were the one who led the idea, together with the Germans, about rip off Greenland with their American partners. And its big accent was on a car manufacturing industry. Although I'm going to say to you, billionaires like Bill Gates already have completely other plans. Bill Gates, who claim he had nothing to do with this kind of stuff, nothing to do with exploration of the minerals and so on, but became extremely, extremely motivated in this, claiming that he was only interested in in a new residence, something like that, something like this kind of stuff. Crap. Total crap. Just read this over. Read this stuff over and you will understand totally why the British are pulling out of the Palestine. It looks like the Palestine will remain in one piece. Gaza will remain, after all, in one piece. I have seen Donald Trump suggesting that Jordanian king is going to just have to take care of Gazan people and Palestinian people. Am I not be the case at all? So this is the video for United Nations, which 100% I'm certain, because Antonio Guterres and others did participate at these talks in our house. You understand? Inside of our house. The main thing is inside of our house. Don't know how much they have impact they had on United Nations with it, but they definitely, European Court for Human Rights in Strasbourg is completely rigged. It's designed basically for a Greenland robbery, for really, really inhumane approach toward the people of Greenland. Disgusting. Totally disgusting. No, I don't think the people of Greenland would even have a problem. I don't think that they have a problem with it. In my opinion, what this is about, this stuff, this is about playing with the people of Greenland insanity, basically driving them insane, drowning them with depression. People of Greenland have a big problem, alcohol problem. I hope not drugs, I don't know. Probably where alcohol is also drugs. Because of the circumstances they're in. They're not the best circumstances because of mistreatment in the past. And this type of play with the play. This is a fucking play with the sanity. It created generation from generation to the generation depression in people. It's like a disease. It's like a pest plundering them, psychologically exploiting them. Something that West does not recognize. Something that West, together giving a full support to Slovenian police, even have referred as a mental illness. They refer to you as a mentally ill if you suffer from depression due to a police brutality, due to ongoing police brutality, such as was the one in my case for 53 years. So I don't find this as democratic. I don't find this as liberal. And I want the world to take a note of it. I want to know, now it's 2025, and it's important to take a note which explains based on what exactly West still exists and what kind of expectations the West really have from the rest of the humanity. I think it's very important. I think it's extremely important to read this post here. They alone admit, and when they alone admit, they defect from suspicion of the crime, because it's they alone that admit. They alone admit they are no fucking good. They admit so they can look freedom oriented. They alone admit so they don't look suspicious, so it looks like they're doing their job, like they're doing their work. It's a fucking concentration camp, I'm gonna say to you, this fucking European Union with the NATO and with everything else. Totally welcome news by the Vladimir Putin. But by the people who do this stuff, they don't believe in the European Union. They don't really want the European Union. If they really wanted the European Union, they wouldn't be doing the stuff they're doing. If they really wanted the European Union, they would not be promoting Ribbentrop-Molotov plan. And you all know what Ribbentrop-Molotov plan is. If they really wanted the European Union, they would not be doing the stuff that you watch on a daily. If they really wanted the European Union, they wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. We have seen this stuff already during the World War II. We remember the Ribbentrop-Molotov plan. We know how the schizophrenia works, the mental illness. We know how it operates. I have extensive experience with European, Russian diplomacy. I grew up as a baby. I was raised through a Ribbentrop-Molotov plan. I tested on my skin. I saw them. I tested on my skin. Here's my testimony to you. How about we take Berlin? Or how about we take London? Today it would be important for the London to take a note of it. How about the New York? But you're not gonna say, well, and let's do one more. Let's do a little bit of the Houston. This video, ladies and gentlemen, might be the video that blocked American invasion through on Greenland, and did so very effectively yesterday with this post here. Very, very effectively. Let's put this stuff. I'm gonna put you the links below so that you can visit this stuff here. Very, very, very effectively. Very, very, very Prince William. Extremely, extremely effectively. Enough so that you're pulling out of the Palestine too. Enough that you will stop the genocide against people of Palestine. Extremely effective. Extremely, extremely effective video. This one right here. Read it over. and you will understand everything you need to understand. Everything you need to understand about what's going on. All about how it came about, how the plan was, meeting people in Strasbourg, diplomats, through the European Parliament, court, to become officers at the European Court for Human Rights. And I don't have to talk about Ursula von der Leyen. Do I need to talk about Ursula von der Leyen? Does Ursula von der Leyen needs any special introduction? No. Ursula von der Leyen doesn't need any special introduction. Ursula von der Leyen does not need any kind of special introduction. There is a video I have introduced right here below. And with this video, I'm going to honor my father. Right below the video, where it says I'm not allowed to visit 94-year-old father, there is another video. Father was in Moscow. I'm going to list all this link below this video, for which Duterte, the ex-Filipino president, Ursula von der Leyen personally claimed me, will get one to the court, to Strasbourg, so that she could obtain admissions about involvement, Russian involvement in crime throughout entire Asia Pacific from other countries in Asia. I don't need, that is of course if I will keep silent. The silence is the key. The death is the key. The denial of the right to medical care, the denial of the right to employment, to the social care, is the key. It was Ursula von der Leyen who insisted me, hold on a little bit longer, but you must hold on a little bit longer. You must hold on a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer, knowing that asking her with what would be water over the edge. That's why the people during MK Ultra and subjected to torture are not allowed to ask questions. Only those questions they want you to ask. With what, Ursula von der Leyen? With what? How? This Woodrow Wilson Center that you see here, you can see Greenland Prime Minister, you can see him, Mutabigede, you can see him right here in the camera, the way you see it. This is the stuff for which not only Minister Mutabigede already thanked me for. This man was involved in MK Ultra. The video that you watch right there, he was preparing to become a reality together with Egede already in 2014. So what you watch right there already took place in 2014. There obviously will be no invasion in that sense. From what I see right here, this here, invasion already is taking place. Business already is in place. Stuff is already up and running, just the way that Americans and Greenland government itself already have designed to become. Egede had me with his family in the United States and a multiple location when it comes to apartment buildings. It was Joe Biden who introduced him to the United States of America through luxurious Hilton, maybe, hotels. It's basically how it all started, and it became truly, is it enticing for Egede? So sometimes in 2005, I estimate, 2006, Egede, I believe, had purchased his property, and that was no more hotel. I think it was his investment in the U.S. that he purchased some apartments in 2006. Very soon, shortly after, whatever that was, it was entire, not going to say entire Greenland, but others connected to MK Ultra case from Greenland that became motivated in buying also property in Greenland. So I've seen him, his children, his wife in Greenland, and I don't even know how his wife and children look like. I just remember that there was a wife and children. His one child also has two children from prior relationship. Okay, so that explains that there is something more about all this stuff. But what I don't understand is married. Yeah. Okay. So that explains everything. That explains the whole thing. That explains the whole thing. This building somewhat reminds me of that, but there were other buildings next to it when it all started with his real estate in 2006. I don't think I have anything else I would add to this video. This is a pretty good description about... Here is some misinformation, mistakes definitely. A vacation all the time with the job, person searching, this is okay. Before already, 2005, yeah, this would go to 2002. And became a property owner, as it appeared to me sometimes, definitely in 2006, which triggered other Greenland people also interest in the U.S., purchase property and so on. They were involved in it, other Greenland people, family in this, and they might have also ended buying property also, maybe in the complex of Egede. I don't know what the thing was. Egede should eventually even own more than one apartment. He should be owner of apartments. This is a property owner of multiple apartments in the U.S., in my opinion. For him, it all started in 2005, 2006 when it comes to the property purchasing in the U.S. So, stuff I'm talking about is real, but it looks to me that he already found a common language long before this, for which also he thanked me for. This is another thing I'm going to stress. It makes me angry because look at a situation that I am because of him. because of the Greenland politic. Look, my situation, I ended up because of people of Greenland, because of his politics, because of the way he does the politics from behind. Creating a chaos on international stage. You know nothing about what's going on, really, what goes on. I'm not angry about this stuff here. I'm actually happy. I'm pleased with it. I'm pleased with it because it's crazy. Just as it was concluded during MK Ultra. Who are we saving those resources for? Are we saving them for the Russians and for the Chinese, or for whom? This is a common sense. Absolutely, it's a common sense. As long as people of Greenland are properly informed about it. But when you're doing a chaos like this, that nobody knows what the fuck goes on, I am going to invade and this and that. And it was the same thing Donald Trump did with the Panama. Then I have a problem with it. Obviously triggering completely false, misleading alarms for something they already have agreed upon. So probably there won't be any invasion because exploitation of the Greenland already is taking place as we speak. So in that case, probably Donald Trump similarly insisted for the Panama invasion, and then have altered that invasion into, unless they will give us certain port terminals, I should say. I don't know how many terminals American companies required, and if they would not get those terminals, they would make the invasion. The difference between the Greenland and Panama is huge. Panama was literally created, literally was built out of nothing. Through American investments, through American technology, through American work. You can say there was a lot of, I don't know, 40, 50,000 people that died during construction of the Panama Canal. But one would never come to existence if it wasn't for American technology and American investments. French were the one who started one first, so that would be crazy and unfair to allow some other authorities, countries, to take control over. I'm actually surprised that Panama is allowed the autonomy. I'm going to put it plain and simple this way. I know it's Panamanian people, but it's Panamanian people throughout entire Central America, and there was no such thing that on any location throughout the Central America there would be a progress done for the sake of people as the one Americans have done through the Panama Canal. Panama is a wealthy country. This is the wealthiest Central American country. Those 40, 50,000 lives that were lost were well worth investment into a better life of Panamanian people. This is an exclusively wealthy country, one of the wealthiest countries in the world. They definitely had something out of it. Anybody could see itself in a project like this. Absolutely true. Obviously not a country as big as Egypt. A different story. Egypt too, Suez too, was built by others. But Panama located in a situational position like this, it's just simply the effort the U.S. placed in this project. It's a totally different story, separate story from a Greenland. And make no mistake, it was a Panamanian people that wanted assistance, American assistance in doing that project. They backed, they asked, they backed for. On knees, they backed Americans. So that would be wrong that this will go in the hands of some other countries that have nothing to do with it. I completely agree with it. I'm not against this stuff. I'm for it. It's necessary. It's a necessity. It's short. This is a very welcome news. This guy right there that you see, he thanked me for being friend with the Gede, for assisting Agede in gesturing one that they must come up to certain agreement, that they must agree to this, that not agree that they must agree to it, but they have to find certain compromise together to move things forward. It's a logical thing. Greenland is a giant piece of land with just 60,000 people populated, and there are enormous needs that West is facing when it comes to manufacturing. It's ever increasing competition with China, with Russia, which launched war in Eastern Europe. They are warmongers. They're searching for the war, and they do have more minerals and everything they need. There's no need of minerals or whatever. So, yeah, definitely democracy-wise, you're going to have more to say than Siberian people have in Russia or throughout the Russia. You're definitely going to have more to say in the western part of the world than you would have throughout the Russia or throughout the China. You can see how things go there for Chinese and for the Russian people, and not for the Chinese and for the Russian people, but for the Asian people located throughout Siberia. I'm not going to even say eastern part of Russia, because most of the Russia is Siberia, just so that you know. Stolen from Asian people, Siberian people, which are very, very, very much related to the people of Greenland, to the people of Canada, Native Americans. So, yeah, this is the way to go, to sit at the table and do the stuff. I agree. But it is important for me to note, because I'm not going to fall victim to any one of you. Not to the people, not to the politic of the Greenland, and even less to the people whom I have acknowledged as oppressors in this case. That's a British throne. Crime is what this is. Car manufacturers are the main one, the main promoter of this stuff. And there was some other industry too. And that makes German industry as the top, as the prime. British industry also. Prince William claimed the British cannot manufacture cars because of lack of the minerals and stuff like this. Demanded this type of exploitation. Expedition, in a parenthesis, to Greenland, behind which American industry gathered, so that maximum they gave, if there was an invasion, would be 12 months, and within the 12 months it would be enough for, I don't know, maybe 100 years or whatever. It will satisfy all the needs. See, this is what makes me really creepy shit, because the man that you see right there is trying to make the sense out of it. This is an economical guy that is trying to make agreement. And when it comes to invasion, this is just a blatant plundering, right? That you get basically afterwards whatever they think your death is worth. That's all there is. That's basically work of the lawyers, basically. That's all there is. To cover their image, that's all there is. They dump you a bone and say, fuck you, basically. That's what they think is going to be my case. This is what I don't like. This is the stuff I don't like. That's why I did this video. Strasbourg is a shithole. And European Union Commission, this is the epicenter of my genocide. Just as I explained. I explain in details what European Union and United States of America represent in this world, together with the British, since they separated.